segment 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show with the one and only Michele Cummins. Now, I guess segment 2 here, we're talking the ABCs. I think I got those right, ABC, yeah, of buying a second home.
The alphabet, the American alphabet. Yes, the ABCs of buying a second home. And, if you have some extra money, or if you're able to take an equity pool out of your property, a home equity line of credit, or there's many different ways. Maybe you partner with a family member if you trust them, or really good friends. But you should think about buying a second home in Canada. For one, the pandemic has induced a lifestyle change among people with the majority option to stay at home if they have no important business outside. A second home, a cottage in the country, a cabin on the lake, a ski chalet up on the mountain. These are things that would be wonderful to have. So why not? You're still investing in Canada, which is proven. For example, it will provide a much-needed respite from your regular home that has become a place of work as well. Think of that. All working from home. Now, do you feel like you're working when you're at home? Well, maybe you do. Maybe now you're always home and you just need to get out, no matter where you live, no matter how wonderful it is. You just need a second place. You need to get away sometimes. So, and if you love your home and you work from home and you still feel like it's home and you never feel like you want to leave, well, this second home just forms a great investment because as a Canadian, we are allowed a second home without it being taxed on or vacancy tax or, larger taxes at all when you purchase. You don't even have to do more down payment. You're allowed 2 insured mortgages in Canada of 5% down. So if you put 5% down on your primary residence and you're thinking, a second home, that means I got to put 20% down. Well, no, that's not the case. Unless it's land only or unless there's no, it's off grid. So, for instance, I do have Dominic Lake Getaway for sale. It's 10 acres on Dominic Lake. It's wonderful. It's you annually rent out trailer pads. There's also a lodge and a couple cute cabins, but it's off grid. There's generators for power and there's water, but it's not potable, so not drinkable. So banks consider that, for them, they only want to give you 50% mortgage on it, right? So you'll need 50% on something like that. So there is some slight differences, but for all purposes, a regular house or cottage or cabin or something on property or condo, you are allowed 5% down on 2 mortgages. So this is a great opportunity to do that. So buying a second home overview. Real estate is generally a good investment option. It can provide you with a passive, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a realtor. It can provide you with a passive income, and it can be a long-term investment. It can be. It is a long-term investment. Buy and hold. It's always a good idea. If you have the money, buying a second home is really a good move. Money will always be the most important consideration. So can you afford a second mortgage? Unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars lying around, you might have to take out a second mortgage to afford a second home. So how are you going to cover the mortgage? So there's always financing available. And two, even if, let's say, this Dominic Lake Getaway, this type of property where maybe you need 50% down because it's land only and you just want to camp there. You just want land only on the Harrison River and you just want to camp there. Well, you are allowed that, but you'd only be able to mortgage 50%. But there's private financing available. There's getting together with partners who share that, right? There's ways of doing it, even with 0% down or zero money down, for you. There's mortgage brokers who could help you calculate how much money you could afford on a second house. So don't be fearful. Don't be fearful of the unknown. Just ask. Ask the questions. There's always new incentives. There's always new ways. There's always creative ways. And it helps guide you and set you up. So maybe you can't do it right now for what you want as a second home, but maybe you can in a year. And you're thinking, I won't be able to do that for years and years. Well, no. If you had somebody to guide you, it might only take 6 months or a year to be able to do it. Or you might be surprised and be able to do it tomorrow. So it's something you really need to think about and analyze. Fortunately, mortgage interest rates are extremely low at the moment due to the pandemic. However, it may not be for long, as the First Canadian Bank recently hiked mortgage rates from 1.99 to 2.29 in some cases. However, then some have gone down. And I just saw a sign driving by a few days ago, an HSBC, and they are advertising that they have a 5-year variable rate at, catch this, Curtis, 0.99%. 0.99%. That's less than 1%.
Wow, that's nuts.
It really is. And so it's possible. So if you're looking for a mortgage broker to help you, please contact Alex Cote. Alex Cote, he's amazing. And tell him you heard about him from our radio show. But Alex Cote is with Your Mortgage Source. He's out of Abbotsford. He's amazing. He's done mortgages for me and my clients. He can help you. So experts believe that some banks may follow suit along with, the raising, because they can raise the fixed term rate. They are allowed to do that. Again, Bank of Canada has said they will not raise the base rate until probably 2023. But the banks can raise their term rate. So keep that in mind. So be prepared. Do it, it's so rewarding. Just make the step if you've been thinking about it. If it's been on your mind. If you're wanting to invest, if you want a second home. So now is a really good time to be buying that second home. Canada is in Canada because of the low mortgage rates. You don't know if it will be the same, next year, or the year after. All of a sudden, it's like, I'll wait. And then when you do want to do it, now, what if the interest rates are much higher? But if you can get in at a low rate, then that's wise. So, but what is at stake, you wonder? So your finances, of course, are at stake. Of course, while a second home may be a good investment, you have to make sure that you will continue to be living comfortably while financing another property. You don't want to be constantly having nightmares at night that, the bank is over your head. You don't want nightmares. You want to be able to sleep soundly and peacefully. You don't want to go hungry just for the sake of making an investment. So yes, the investment will have a payoff. It will. It doesn't come in an instant, though. My beach house, the first year it didn't pay for itself the first year. The second year it did. The third year, wow, it gets better. You have to spend a lot more before you start earning from a second home. It does take time to establish it, whether you rent it out as an Airbnb or vacation property or however you set it up. But what are the advantages of a second home? So buying a second home is not a necessity. However, it comes with some benefits. Number one, it's a good investment. I know I've said that a few times. But it is. It's actually a great investment. If you rent it out, you could get a passive income. You could renovate it and sell it for so much more than you paid for it, including the renovation expenses. Generally, the real estate properties, they appreciate, which makes it a really good long-term investment. If you're renting it out, know that rents tend to increase over a period of time. Now, we're not talking annual leases or like month to month. We're talking, vacation like Airbnb. So it's different. You're not under the Residential Tenancy Act when you're doing an Airbnb. So this means that your income would also increase. And by the way, then you are using it as a business and you have tax write-offs. So keep that in mind. Number two, vacation home. So that's another obvious incentive and advantage. The pandemic is still ongoing here now. You're bound to spend more time at home for some time. Who knows how long? But having a second home would allow you to take a breather from your stressful life. And, if things go back to, what they were before, or, what if you never, though, go back to, physically the brick and mortar building to go to work? What if you continue staying at home for work? So especially that secondary property is just a way to get out and just enjoy it. So number three advantage, new primary home. Instead of buying a second home for investment, you could use it as your main home. I've always said your first investment's your primary residence, and the second should be your vacation property, and then maybe, going into so many other investments. Oh, I love it. There's so much you can do, but know what you need and what's good for you, and you will go far, and you'll be successful. So things to consider in buying a second home. Now that you have the basics of buying a second home in Canada, it's time to take a look at the important factors in buying another property. So the type of property, what type of property should you buy as a second home? So I always say, what kind of, what do you enjoy? What are your hobbies? What are you going to enjoy in a second home? And then really look into, it helps in finding a property that you're looking for. There is some sites online you can research to see how popular the area is for vacationing or tourists, and what the going rates are for properties if you're going to rent it out. If you want a rental stream coming in, and if you want to pay for have it pay for itself, then there's sites you can look into. So, and list of expenses. So be familiar with the list of expenses when you buy a second home to begin with. Of course, you've got the appraisal fee, you've got a home inspection fee, you've got usually a land survey fee. Sometimes you have that. Obvious legal fees for conveyancing, mortgage default insurance. So you may need that, obviously, if you're putting, 5% down or less than 20% down. Mortgage, life insurance, you want that protection. You want title insurance, only a few $100s. Home insurance, obviously, for secondary homes. Property insurance, land transfer tax when you purchase. And utilities, think of that. You may need to provide Wi-Fi. You're going to need hydro, this and that. And then if it's new, then, there may be a new home warranty if you build your own little cabin or something. But just those are some things to consider. I hope that explained the ABCs of buying a second property. And if you have questions, please reach out to us and just ask anytime. Because, our information's all over the place. If you Google our names, you will find us.
All right, let's get to this week's open houses. Today from 11 to 1 p.m. at 24349 Walnut Avenue in Harrison Hot Springs. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom rancher with a loft. Comes in at 1,631 square feet. It's beautiful and located in an amazing community. Only 5 minutes to walk to the lake. Price is $789,900. Today from 12 to 2 at 34627 Ireland Ave in Mission, priced at $1,399,999. This one-of-a-kind, originally owned, 2,115 square foot, 3-bedroom rancher is on 1.17 acres and has 2 triple-size garages. Also today from 2 to 4, an open house at 32770 Shuswap Court in Abbotsford. 2,775 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom family home with a fenced backyard, all in a quiet cul-de-sac. Price at $899,988. And one more tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. at 101-3090 Gladwin Road in Abbotsford. This ground floor, 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo is the investor's dream, and it shows like new. Price at $359,900. This is an investor's dream, located in a perfect location with so much around. And Michelle has 2 brand new listings this week, both in Mission, and they're just hitting the market. The first is 7807 Falcon Crescent. It's wonderfully kept, 2-story, 1,918 square foot home with tons of usable space, 3 bedrooms and a large backyard. Price at $779,999. And the second is also in Mission, 32120 Buchert Avenue. This is 2,332 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom rancher with a basement with a huge 11,550 square foot lot. Tons of potential, price at $899,999. For more details on these or other listings, just go to michellecummins.ca. And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.